Hi guys, and welcome back to Wardle Road, and today we're back on the box van. Now I know it's been a little while since we've done any work on this, and that's because we focused a lot of our time on the brake van, especially while we've had it over the pit. It's important to get all the brake rigging done, and then obviously we started on the interior and exterior cladding as well. But today's video we're going to be looking at the box van. We're going to be making a bit of progression on the replacement vents, and we're also going to be looking at some of the paintwork on that side as well. So as always guys, if you do enjoy these series or the brake van series and you've been enjoying following along the process of restoring both of them, then please do hit the thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. It goes a long way to helping the video get pushed out to other people on YouTube. And of course, if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. Please do subscribe if you are enjoying the content, and there's plenty more on the channel if you enjoy this type of stuff. So let's roll the intros and get cracking with the box van. Right, so as you can see, I'm making good progress now along this horizontal metal beam. But what we'll do now is we'll jump to the workshop and I'm going to show you how I made those vents. So I'm basing them off a Great Eastern van that we have here on site currently already that still has the vents on. So I'll put a picture of that up now. And as you'll see, I've started cutting out some of the pieces. Now the original boards here, I've got 3 of these made up so far. These are tongue and groove boards, and it worked out that these 3 ended up being exactly the right dimensions for the angled bit at the front. And then I've just got to make up another couple of these side pieces. These are then going to sit under here like so, and then after that there'll be a thick top bit on top that comes over the front here, and then they can all be painted and fitted in place. So what I need to do now is cut out another one of these triangles. As you'll see here, I've just marked the thickness of the line along the edge, piloted some holes, and then put some screws in there ready to fit this underneath. So I'm just going to make an exact copy of this piece here for this side, and then we can fix them. We'll glue them and screw them, and we'll clamp them in place, glue and screw, and then glue and screw, and then they should look the part on there. And then once I've got some more paint, they'll all be painted, sanded, painted, and made to look all nice, and then we can have a look at fitting them on the van. So here's just another one of the pieces. Again, just 3 bits of quite thick tongue and groove board, and they're going to look the part. They've all been glued and clamped together, so they're nice and firm, but you've still got the nice sort of tongue and groove effect, which is the reason why I did this rather than just cutting out one piece of wood. But yeah, these should all be ready to go in no time. So let's start by cutting out some of the end pieces. Right, so as you can see there, we've now cut out these pieces, and the next thing I want to do is, using a multi-tool, just go along this edge here. As these are all nice and flush at the moment on all edges, I'm just going to go along here and make sure these 2 are exactly the same along the edge where I've cut with the jigsaw. So that means that then these 2 are exactly the same, and they can go onto the facing piece of wood, and then we can screw and glue them together, and then it'll be ready for the next steps. So I'm just going to tidy these up now, and I'll join you back in a second. Right, so there we have it. We have 2 end pieces, and as you can see, if I hold them against it like that, this one, well, they both need to come down by about ½ an inch, and then they'll be flush with the bottom here. Then after that, all we need to do is clamp, glue, and screw them. So what I'm going to do now is get these together like that. You'll see me there with the multi-tool, just making sure they are nice and flush on all the edges, which they are now. So we're going to use the circular saw, take it down about 1/2 inch and then fix them to the back here. So that will be the next set of time lapses. Right, so there you have the vent nearly completed in all its glory there. As you can see, I put a glue seam down the inside of both those edges as well. Now, to fix this to the Great Eastern van, what we're going to do is put a batten like this, just of some offcuts of wood on the inside, and then these bits here will be the bits that actually join to the outside. I've left them a little bit short there at the end because obviously we've got a piece, a rounded piece that still needs to go on the top. So what I'm going to do now is clamp these, drill and glue, and then once these are fixed in place, we can go over to the box van and see what they're going to look like, and hopefully get a rough idea of how much better they look on there than without. So again, back to time lapse, and let's fit these two battens. Right, so that's the 90% completed vent, and as you can see, we've got the two bits on the back here, and it's all looking rather nice down the front and the sides as well. As I said earlier, we've still got the top piece to go on, but I need to get some larger pieces of wood to fit over that and then round the corners off on them. But what we'll do now is we'll go out to the box van and have a look at what these are like in situ. Right, so as you can see, I've got the vent in its almost complete state. It still, as I mentioned earlier, needs a top piece along here. I've now got these battens on here as well, all screwed and glued. And then obviously that's it from the front, you'd have seen that already. And what I'm going to do now is go up the side of the box van and just mark out around these battens here, just so that when I take it off, I know exactly where the screw holes are going to go, so I can screw it from the inside. So I can do a little pilot hole and then from the inside screw it out, and then this should stay where it is. Obviously I'm not going to fix this on here permanently because it's still not finished and there's still a little bit of work to do, obviously the top bit and then the priming and painting. So before that stays on there, that all needs to be done, and I also still need to make another 3 of them as well. But what we'll do now is shimmy up the ladder and mark these battens out. Right, so you probably can't see it too well on the camera, but what I've done here is I've just marked out where these battens run on the inside of the vent, and that means now when I come along I can do 2 or 3 pilot holes along here, and then once I'm holding it on here, someone from the inside can then put screws through there into the ducket, and that should stay in place. But like I said, I've still got 3 more of these to make up, so we might get it on here just to see what it looks like, but then obviously it's got to come down and be primed and painted. But all in all, that's a pretty good bit of progress today. As you can see here, I've actually gone back so far. There's some, I'm guessing at some point this was yellow or had some kind of yellow strip around the top of it, as there's lots of yellow paint coming through here. But basically all I want to do, as you'd have seen in that time lapse, is just take it back to a surface that I can paint back over the top of it again. I don't need to take it all the way back to bare wood, because this paint on this side where the weather and the sun hasn't had too much direct sunlight, is actually in really good condition. The main sort of damage to the paint, if you like, is just all the metalwork, the paint on the metalwork, but that can get cleaned up in no time. So what I'm going to do now in the next couple of time lapses is continue cleaning up the sides, and then hopefully we'll get them painted up. So yeah, let's jump back into the time lapses. Right, so now the surface, I think the term's been keyed. I've sanded down this entire side now. What I'm going to do next is paint all the wood, and then next time I'm down we will have a look at doing the metal work. But yeah, the wood's all ready to go, so I'm going to go get a roller and let's get this painted. So as you can see, we've managed to get 2 layers of paint on here, and it's already completely dry to the touch, which is fantastic. This primer that I found on Amazon, it's really quick drying, so it's perfect for getting a coat on, and by the time you've done this side, that first side's already dry. So I've made great progress on that. As I said earlier, next step will be to clean the metal up and then paint the metal black, and then once that's all done, we can then fit the painted up vent in place up here. Like so, and then yeah, we'll need to get the other one up as well. One thing I need to do before this goes up as well is just in this top piece here, I just need to cut out a little groove for this metal strap to sit through, and then that will sit nice and flush against the van body. Right, so we're at the end of the video now, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed the progress we've made. It's been nice to take a break from the brake van and put a little bit of effort into the box van, and already it's starting to take shape back into its original form, which is really good. In a couple of episodes time on this, we should have all the metal completely painted and the vents on, and then we can start to look at the chassis as well. But like always guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please do hit the thumbs up. If this is your first time here, please do subscribe. If you've just found the box van playlist, then feel free to go and check out the brake van playlist as well, where we're also restoring a 20-ton brake van. But other than that, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Please, any feedback, leave it in the comment section below, and I will see you all in the next video. Cheers.